Very excited to announce that I am officially watching season 4 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and season 1 of Angel, which many of you recommended I do a simultaneous watch with both shows. I'm giving it a go for one season and we'll see how I like it. So, for the format of these videos moving forward, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be doing one video per set of episodes. So, the first half of the video is going to be about Buffy, second half is going to be about Angel. That way, you can dip and come and go however you please. So, without further ado, let me get into the first episode of season 4 of Buffy, which is called The Freshman, and the pilot of Angel. First thing I noticed was that Charisma Carpenter was missing from the title card of Buffy. I could not figure out where Cordelia was. I was like, did I forget something? What's going on? Where is she? And then that question was answered immediately as soon as I turned on the pilot of Angel, because there she is in the title card of Angel. So I guess Angel poached Charisma Carpenter, which is fascinating. I would love to know the lore on that if anyone knows, because I have no idea why that happened. But I mean, good for her, because she does have a bigger role in Angel, but it's weird not having her a part of Buffy. I assume there's going to be crossovers in the future. I assume, but maybe I'm wrong. I love everyone's new hair this season. Willow's new haircut, super cute. She looks very grown up. And Buffy's hair's longer. Their styles are changing a little bit, which makes sense. They're going to college for the first time. And on the topic of that, obviously the whole point of this episode was to kind of show how out of sorts Buffy feels going to college in this much different environment. It's many more people than she's used to. She feels like she doesn't really fit in. It sort of starts her back, at square one socially. And I won't lie, there was a point in the episode where I was like, okay, we got to get some of her badassery back, because she shouldn't be this insecure. I get it. It's overwhelming. But there were parts of this episode where I felt like it was a little overdone. I was like, we get it. She's overwhelmed. I love that Oz is on campus as well. By the way, I'm referring to my notes if you see me looking down. I love that Oz is on campus too. We figured out a way to get them all together. We've solved the Xander problem a little bit later, because I was like, oh, where's Xander? What's going on with that? But we brought him back. Truthfully, Willow is made for college. She is thriving there. She has she knows people. She is secure about her studies. She's excited to be there. She doesn't seem like she's overwhelmed at all. She's handling it beautifully. And I love that for her, because we can't have her freaking out and Buffy freaking out. We need to have a solid person in this equation. And she's the solid person for sure. I think that this Riley character, that was definitely a meet cute. I understand he's the TA. 1000% he's going to be a potential love interest later. We haven't really gotten there yet where I'm at in the show, but I'm calling it now. I was absolutely aghast by how awful the professors are at this school. They're also arrogant and nasty and harsh. I don't understand at all, but I don't know if this was just what college was like in the 90s, but Jesus. Okay, so I'm looking down. Here's the thing that shook me to my core. Pedro Pascal was in this episode. No one told me. I kind of vaguely in the back of my mind was I think Pedro Pascal is on Buffy at some point. Never thought about it again, though, until he popped up on my screen, and I literally screamed. I was like, oh my god, that's Pedro Pascal. Playing a character named Eddie, nonetheless. Eddie, of all names! I'm like, wow. He definitely got really early, though. He was a bit player. That was a little co-star role for our boy Pedro Pascal. He was so young. Oh my gosh. Love that we're figuring out ways to incorporate Giles, because I can't have Buffy without Giles. Okay. Favorite line from this episode is, before I succumb to the ravages of age. I will be using that in my everyday vernacular, just by the way. I love that he's living a life. Yes, he's not just some teacher dad figure guy. He is an adult with a life. Love seeing that. I thought the whole Sunday business was crazy. Her being that strong and kicking Buffy's ass to that degree really shocked me. And I'm low-key glad she doesn't really survive past this point. I thought she was going to be a multi episode villain, and she isn't. Thank goodness, because I didn't really like her. But She did bring a really interesting dynamic to it. There is a noticeable tonal shift this season, which I think makes sense given that they're in college now and they're becoming adults. Um, I wrote here, I'm happy to see Xander. Like, his story about not being able to travel the US at all, and he's just living with his parents, paying rent, and this whole, like, ladies' nightclub business was kind of sad. I was like, ooh, like, probably humbling on one hand. And on the other hand, I'm like, man, I hope he, like, finds his way. Because right now, at the beginning of season 4, the first couple episodes, I'm like, yikes, this is some loser behavior, like, lifestyle. Not necessarily his fault. I'm not saying, like, he is a loser, but, like, it's giving loser. You know what I mean? And I hope he finds his way. That's my hope for him. I love that the gang is all back together by the end of this episode, and Oz's whole dynamic with Xander I think is hilarious, where he's like, do we hug? And he goes, I think maybe we're too manly. Which, everything that Oz says, I can't tell if it's sarcasm or if he's serious. I love it, because his tone does not change at all, ever. He is just one way, and it's funny every time. I love it. I eat it up. Okay, so let's talk about the pilot of Angel. I liked it. I thought it's definitely different. You all were like, this is a very different tone. It does. But I like this whole, like, Batman shtick he's got going in the city of Los Angeles. Look, I love a show that takes place in the city of Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles, okay? I love it. It's very much like if Criminal Minds had a baby with Batman and Buffy. That's what it kind of feels like. And I kind of love that for him. You know, he's got, like, a vigilante vampire shtick going on. And we got Charisma Carpenter. She gets a bigger role in this show. I thought the whole Tina thing, she's beautiful. Tina's beautiful. My goodness, they're casting some beautiful women on this show. Wow. Angel's line in this episode killed me. He goes, I was there during the Depression. My depression. I was depressed there. Nice save, bro. Angel has the riz of a piece of carpet. Like, God bless him, he cannot interact with people. Like, it's really quite serious. Like, he is so awkward in almost every scenario. It is kind of funny, and I love them kind of playing that up in this show. It's like, oh, when he's not around Buffy, he's kind of low-key lost. He's lost at sea. Was sad to hear that Cordelia lives in squalor, but it kind of does make sense to her that she would be pretending to be one way but then living in a completely different way. She finds her way within a few episodes, so nothing too serious. I loved the whole, like, Angel respecting Tina enough to give her, like, a safe place to stay instead of taking advantage of her, and, like, that whole scene where she immediately bursts into tears and is like, yeah, great scene, great acting, loved it, thought it was really interesting. And then they killed Tina. Yeah, you know what, I should have saw that coming. I just wrote here, by the way, they love their high kicks in the Buffy universe. Anytime there is a scene where there's fighting, people are kicking each other in the face. I'm like, where are we getting these high kicks? This is crazy cheerleader energy. Love it, though. But it's just funny, because they don't really... Shows nowadays don't really fight. People don't really fight like that anymore. It's kind of a sign of the times. When Angel pushed that guy out the window and then he burned up on the way down, that was sick. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, we're gonna go there in this show. Love to see it. There's, like, some Avengers-ass music playing. It's very dramatic. It's like slow-mo and, like, you know, there's, like, smoke and there's, like, this Avengers music playing and it's, like, in the night. You know, it's very dramatic. This show is, like... It takes itself very seriously. So I don't know if that's going to get old after a while, but right now, while the show is new, I think it's very funny and, like, cute and charming. I'm like, oh, okay, we got a little Batman thing going on over here. I don't really know how I feel about Doyle yet. We'll talk about it when I make videos on the other episodes. I'm kind of like, all right, I don't really feel any type of way about him. But I am curious to see where this season is going to go. They could do a lot with this, and I can already see the crossover potential. Like, I'm going to talk about it in future videos, but, like, the Spike crossover, I like it. It's cool. So I will see you in the next video. If you watched to this point, thanks for sticking around, and yeah, thanks for watching.